Alright folks, welcome back. Every day I give you a new example of a successful gold stake run. I put the seed in the video description so you can try it yourself before I show you what you did wrong. This is Balatro every day, and today we're on the anaglyph deck. I don't voluntarily play on the anaglyph deck a lot. The promise is you get these double tags, and at some point in the future when you do take a skip tag, you get a bunch more reward on top of that. The thing that's awkward is there may not be a useful skip tag in the first couple antes, so you get no benefit for the first couple antes, and there may not even be a good skip tag in the entire run. Let's see what happens. Alright, for starters, these economy tags are not something that we want to take this early. The boss is going to debuff my cards. Let's dig for the clubs flush. One more time. I guess I will play this instead of playing the three of a kind. Let's keep going for the flush. And now we do have to think about, okay, the boss is going to debuff my clubs. A little bit awkward, 4 extra cards we played. Alright, juggler, probably not as eternal. Let's try a buffoon pack. Looking for some source of molt. So could be fist, is normally very strong, but maybe as a rental too expensive. Crazy Joker is fine. Not the best. We can try to get maybe a mid straight. Maybe try to go for the 7 here. Missing on the 7, is that okay? If I discard this way, I can get either a 3 or a 7. There we go. And then the boss is going to debuff more of these clubs, I guess. With the molt on Crazy Joker, it doesn't really matter what cards we play as long as we play some straight. Probably Northern Lion here. Yeah. As a value generator, even perishable is fine. Maybe parking, we can get a few bucks and then sell it. Alright, the best chance of getting a straight is to go for the low straight, throwing away the face cards. One more time for a 6 or an ace. Missing on the straight is okay. With holographic, I guess we don't need a straight. Could have gone for something else. I don't think I do parking as a rental. Alright. Maybe we could have saved a hand if we played 2 pair instead, since we have holographic. Mystic Summit is going to be better plus molt than Crazy Joker, but maybe as an eternal is not the best either. Skip tags here, we could take a speed tag, could take a standard pack. Double standard pack could be worth something. Do I want this Mystic Summit? I guess it's better than what I currently have, so we should take it. Alright, we didn't need to take it, but if I take it now, then I don't have to worry about trying to find something else in the future. I might not find anything comparable in the future. Do I want a mega standard pack? I think this early, probably. We get to see 10 cards, so we can take a blue seal. I don't think we need the foil. We can take another blue seal. Alright. It looks like if I wanted to, I could go for the mid straights. I could, maybe I have enough molt, might even win with pairs already. I could play this straight, which definitely wins. I think with 25 molt, I'm gonna go for pairs. Aces. And then we get the blue seal, so I can play my pair of queens and follow up with a pair of 8s if I need to. Alright. Now, if we wanted to, we could probably sell Crazy Joker. and then maybe generate a few extra dollars of interest. Could be Hermie here. Hermie we take, Devil we take. I guess that means we save our money. You could sell Northern Lion now. I think it's worth it to just keep holding on to it. Alright, I want to discard to set up my Mystic Summit. My pairs are very weak unless we actually have cards that aren't debuffed. Alright, so I can play a pair of queens. I could try to get a 9. Start with a pair of queens, which won't win. And then, I guess, a pair of kings here. I want to use the devil on a blue seal. We could play ace high here. Alright, didn't get a blue seal. I think in that case, I use the devil anyway. Use the devil on a king, maybe. Something like that. I guess I could have played a debuffed high card. Maybe that's something I should have considered. Crazy Joker, I think, out. I guess I didn't need to sell it there necessarily. It was just $2. But sell it now, that way I don't have to think about it. We could go Hermie here. If we go Hermie here, we can open these Arcana packs. Maybe. I don't know if I'm ready to sell Northern Lion. And maybe that's okay. So let's go Hermie. Looking for a Fool. No Fool, but we get a Death card. I guess I copy a Jack. Generally speaking, we just want to make more face cards. Here's Temperance for 14 bucks. I guess. And extra discard. Go next. Alright, I don't need to skip for 2 vouchers. We want to make sure we use all of our discards to set up the Mystic Summit. I probably discard the king. Should be able to find other different pairs if we need to. So, with our pair level not being very high, the ranks of the cards matter. I can play a pair of 10s with the blue seal. That's it. This boss, play only one hand type. Okay. I can open a Celestial pack looking for Mercury. I probably should have opened the Arcana pack first. Is that true? No, Arcana second is fine. Temperance for 17 is maybe better than the Mercury card here. Alright, the egg is paid for itself. Let's go reroll. Could take a Stuntman. That would be a powerful thing that we could do. I guess if you take the Stuntman, you stop playing pairs and you just do high card instead. Maybe one consequence of that is it won't be as easy to draw the blue seals, but maybe that's fine. I guess let's go high card. Now we got some catching up to do. All right. Ship it. Get ready for a short one. All right. We could take the Chad, could take the to-do list. I think maybe as perishables, we don't want those. Business card, we can just sell. Wily Joker, we can just sell. Standard pack, we are going to go high card, so I guess we look for any kind of value generators. I'm not going to reroll yet. Save my money for the next shop. Alright, then we just want to find our value generators. We can play a high card king. And another one, I guess. Alright, so we are looking for some form of Molts now, increasing amounts of molts more than just this Mystic Summit. Extra hand helps. We could go Arcana. I will take the wheel. This boss is fine. Here's 25 bucks. So we can get rid of Wily Joker in the wheel. And then Temperance. Standard pack. Or the skip tags again. Oh yeah. Additions we don't need. Don't need Scary Face. We could take that. Alright. And that's it. Short one today. Alright. High card queen. Already level 6 high card. There's a rocket for more money. I want the Arcana pack. Fool for plutonium. Bummer. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to not use the planet cards yet for exactly this reason. So we just used a Temperance card previously, and so if the shop has an Arcana pack, there's actually like a pretty good chance that you find a Fool. Maybe like 1 in 4 chance you find a Fool or something like that. Anyway, I guess I could make some lucky cards. I think I will make the lucky cards. The benefit of that is now the cat will show up in the shop, maybe. I could take a celestial pack here, maybe I don't for the sake of interest. Let's just go next. And we don't need to hold on to the lucky card, we can just discard it in favor of something else. I guess we'll play it now. Bummer. Plus 20 means we don't get to draw the blue seals. Alright, so there's Temperance. So, Temperance, yes. Could take a free reroll here instead of the rocket. We keep Northern Lion here. Even though it's debuffed, it's still plus 18 bucks every time we find a Temperance. Could be reroll a few times for tarot cards. So we're not going to use Pluto yet. We're going to look for a Fool. We get a Fool. Look at that. And then Priestess, maybe we want to use. Can't do the pants. Another Fool. We get rewarded for not using the Priestess. We could 5 and 3. We can hang them, and then use Temperance. And maybe I'll hold on to the Priestess. Maybe, we'll see. 9 bucks here, sure. Probably we don't reroll more than that. We could take the Burglar here. If it wasn't a perishable, would we take it? Probably not. So the thing about the Burglar is, in the end game, having extra hands means that's where all your points are coming from. But this early, we want our discard so that we can find our blue seals. Alright, so discard, looking for those blue seals. And this should win. Alright, now, don't use the Pluto card right away. There is an Arcana pack. We can check a standard pack. We can... Could be Gold Seal King. Could be Polychrome Ace. Polychrome Ace is not likely to matter. Maybe I'm more inclined to take a Gold Seal. Here... Skip tags that we aren't really interested in. We could go Arcana now, looking for a Fool. Didn't get a Fool, which means it's safe for me to use my Priestess. Maybe I'm supposed to hold on to Uranus. Actually, I should have held on to both I could take 20 bucks here. I could make a gold card. I think I'm just going to take the 20 so we can re-roll. The voucher I don't have to take right now, but I'm not going to re-roll too much necessarily. $8 for a reroll. We probably shouldn't because it's getting expensive. And even though we have 60 bucks here, we can always just reroll in the next shop. We don't need anything right now. We are pretty stable, pretty safe. This boss debuffing our clubs is not a problem. Though admittedly awkward with the blue seals being clubs. Okay, so I guess get rid of Uranus. Pick up the plutonium. So the last card we used was Hermit. Okay, there's another Arcana pack. We can check inside the Buffoon pack for Hallucination as a value generator. I think I still prefer having Northern Lion as a value generator. Alright, we get another Hung Man. Alright, every time hang him. I can use a tower. $8 for a reroll. Let's go next. Discard. Looking for my blue seals. I guess I don't want to play a straight. I guess it's okay if we play a straight. It's gonna be less points, but that's okay. I could play a pair also. There's my gold seal. And if it breaks, it's fine. Alright. Ender pack. Or could be a red seal. Red seal, you're thinking, okay, red gold card or maybe red steel card would be good. Except not with the summon with less hand size. Could take a red seal and turn it into a red glass card. I think is unnecessary. And now we get another temperance. Okay, priestess is okay. $8 for a reroll. Again, maybe we don't spend that much. We got a death card. A little bit unfortunate. We didn't really draw anything worth copying here. And that's one of the drawbacks of the Stuntman is it makes all your Arcana packs worse. When you open an Arcana pack, you draw fewer cards. You have fewer options. So I guess I make another king. And then maybe I get a fool and I can copy that death card. Either way, we discard to look for the blue seals. There's a blue seal, but it's debuffed. I could play high card king. I could play a pair of kings. We score plenty of points either way. One thing we could do is I don't have to use all my discards right away. Mystic Summit doesn't activate until you use all your discards, and so maybe we can play a few hands without discarding. But with flash cards so high, maybe it doesn't matter. Alright, we got the boss reroll, which means we're immune to bosses. Garbage tag gives us no money. Unlucky. Alright. Celestial pack. I can skip, I guess. Doesn't matter. I could take a card shark is probably the right thing to do as an X-Molt Joker. I don't think it's necessary right now. I think we can maybe get something else. Maybe keeping... So one option is you just take the card shark here and then you lose all of the temperance value. So we get less money. Not necessarily a lot less money, but just less money, period. Or we can keep Northern Lion for the temperance value and then use that money to get something different. Not necessarily better, but something different. I think we just take the card shark, even though it's a little bit boring, perhaps. Red card, we already have flashcards, so we don't need that. $6 here. I'm not gonna go 7. Let's go next. All right. And let's go fish. So I can make a blue gold card. All right. I guess I could play the pair. I could high card king. And then high card queen. If we wanted to stall, we could put the card shark on the left. Alright, don't use Pluto yet, probably. No, we just used the devil, right? We just made a gold card, so it's fine. Before we open the Arcana pack, we do a little re-rolling. Power probably isn't necessary. Before we go Hermit, we can go Celestial. Pick a black hole, I guess. Alright, then try to get a Fool for that Hermit. If not, we get another Death card. Once again, missing because of the Stuntman. Maybe that's okay. I'm not too beat up about it. Let's go Death. Go next. Alright. This card, looking for, we have that gold seal. We have other gold cards. I could play a lucky 8. I think it's worth digging for the blue seal or gold seal instead. Play ace high. And then the queen. Alright, we used the death cards. Let's not use the Pluto cards yet. Could take the cat. I don't have that many lucky cards, but I'm not really using the card shark either. Maybe it's... The question is it early enough that we can grow the cat fast enough? Playing only high card, playing only 1 card per round makes it harder to grow the cat. The Stuntman giving us minus hand size makes it harder to grow the cat. I think the answer is we can, if that's something that we want to do. So sure, why not? Alright, Mars, this stuff doesn't matter. We can go next. So now I want my lucky cards. I could turn my gold seal into a rack. Alright, let's try the 8 as a high card. Already 1.25 on Bartolomeo, that's good. And we can throw whatever nonsense here. Alright, we could go clear and sail. And then... Now we have less money than before. Garbage again. We could take a rare. Boss says I'm not allowed to play high card. That's rude. Probably it's fine, but it's definitely rude. Alright, Chariot I probably don't need. Go next. I guess we have the power to reroll the boss. We could do whatever boss we want. If we do reroll the boss, it does cost $10 though. Alright, how about this lucky king? Ah, bummer. Could play a pair of aces. The pair is definitely much worse. It's like half as many chips, so half as many points. Too late to square up. Bummer. Celestial pack, we get plutonium. Probably this buffoon pack doesn't give us anything better than what we already have. Let's go next. We could skip for 6 rares, and then somewhere in those 6 rares you could try to get a blueprint or a brainstorm. Let's say you did get a blueprint, what would you copy? You would copy the flash card, and if you copy the flash card, that is the same as a ×2. So maybe we don't take a rare skip here. Maybe we do reroll the boss. Diamonds debuff, that's fine. Look for our lucky cards. There's the Lucky King. Nah, rats. Alright, I can play High Card Jack. High Card 10. I should discard the Steel card, probably. Too late now. Alright. There's a Spectral pack. I could... Sure. Throwback is technically better than the cat, and we could skip in the next ante, I suppose. That's an option. We could go... Cryptid doesn't work here, Hex doesn't work here, so maybe Blue Seal King. Do we want a throwback? Probably not. Go next. Alright, I'm looking for my lucky card. There we go. Times 1.5. Alright, we happy. I don't need the steel card. Alright, I will play all of the extra hands so that I can try to draw maybe another gold card. Actually, I don't have it. Maybe another lucky card. Maybe my gold seal. Maybe. Not. Okay. Using the plutonium's fine. And there is a charm tag. Extra hand size. This boss is extra large. Okay. So I guess I could take a tower. I could look inside a spectral pack. Ectoplasm for an extra Joker slot. Probably the thing that we want to do. Let's do this. Let's go Aura on the rock. Then Ecto. Okay. Strength doesn't matter. Go next. Alright. I could play High Card King. 175 on Bartolomeo. How about gold seal? Only drew 1 blue seal. That's fine. There's a throwback. As a polychrome, I guess. Could be fun. I think playing is better than skipping here. What can we do if we skip? We could try to pick up some steel cards. Maybe. I guess throwback gets bigger. Maybe that's worth something. Maybe that's worth enough of something. Alright. Could take a photograph instead of... No, flashcard's good. Flashcard is like a ×4 right now. Alright. Let's go charm tag. How about I could go glass here? And of course we don't need the money anymore, so let's hang him. I could make another glass card, maybe a glass king. I do want a steel card, so let's go Emperor first. I'm trying to get more death cards. Maybe Fool on a Chariot is also worthwhile. So I can go Steel Queen. Steel cards are going to be better than glass cards because I can only play one glass card, but I can hold my steel cards. I could use the Fool for the Chariot and then Emperor. I could... yeah, so Steel here and then Emperor. Get a Fool. So it's going to be another Steel and then Fool for Steel. Okay, do I want to make another steel card? Do I want to use a hung man here? I kind of want to use the hung man here to make it easier for me to draw. Could be draw my lucky cards. So hang them here and then hang them again, or maybe we hold on to that. Maybe we go glass ace, hang them again here, and then I can go steel 10. I can make lucky kings. More lucky cards. We can go hang 'em is probably best. And then now choosing between either steel or luckies. Probably steel is best. Lucky has a chance of growing the cat, whereas a steel is guaranteed points. And once again, we make some lucky cards, we make a steel card. Alright, so just like that, with those Mega Arcana packs, a bunch of steel cards that we didn't have before, a couple lucky cards that we didn't have before, we actually got a decent amount of money, and if you wanted to, you could reroll the boss, but we know that we don't need to. Alright, 1,000,000 points with high card. Let's go. Could be we play the glass card. Glass card is pretty strong for one hand. I could wait on the glass card, wait until we draw one more steel. Sure. One more steel, and then here's glass. Okay, how about a 6? That's it. Alright, this run, once again, you know, maybe not that complicated. Maybe for me, it was made easy by these blue seals. Okay, how did we get these blue seals? We got these blue seals from, let's see here, we got, it was the standard tag. So I'll say this, I'll say, you know, in Ante 2, what are we looking for in Ante 2? In Ante 2, orbital tag, if you skip, you get 6 levels on the anaglyph deck because you have that. In Ante 2, you have the 1 double tag. So 1 double tag, you get 6 levels on the orbital. That's pretty good in Ante 2. Getting 6 levels, getting money is fine. You could copy an investment tag, that would be fine. Mega Buffoon tag, pretty good. You could get top-up tag. It's definitely less good on the anaglyph deck, so you do get more jokers, but usually you have jokers already, and so you don't usually get 4 jokers out of it, right? You skip for 2, and then if you already have 2 jokers, then with the double tag, you only get 3 or something like that. It can be sort of situational. What I like about the top-up tag is a lot of the jokers that you care about early on are going to be common jokers. So you're looking for value generating jokers, you're looking for scaling jokers, those are commons, and these are going to be non-perishable, non-rental, non-eternal jokers. So just sort of generically on any gold stake run, I like the top-up tag in Ante 2 specifically. Early on is good, and then if it's early on, whatever jokers you get, you build around them. If it's too late, you already have jokers, you already have a game plan. If I add random jokers on top of that, the chance of the new random jokers matching what I already have, pretty low chance. But for the beginning, for just your first jokers, it could be anything, right? then I think that's mostly it. You could get a negative tag in Ante 2, but if you skip, you could get perishables, you could get rentals, you could just straight up get jokers that you don't care about. Yeah, they're free, yeah, they're negative, but are they actually relevant to whatever build you're on? Maybe not. Same with, could be rares and edition tags early on, if we're talking about the gold stake. It's mostly this. It's mostly buffoon tag, orbital tag, could be investment, could be economy tag, sometimes pop-up tag. Top-up tag. I really like... So with the double tags, they keep stacking up, and so if you don't skip for a while, then a future skip tag is very juicy, right? So what would normally be a $40 skip then is a $120 skip if you have 2 double tags, or could be $200 skip if you have 4 double tags. And so some of these skip tags that maybe you wouldn't normally take then become much more valuable. So charm tag becomes very valuable in the end game. We saw there, if you open 7 Mega Arcana packs, you can do a lot of surgery right before the final boss. You can pick up a lot of glass cards that you wouldn't have had otherwise. Here we picked up a bunch of steel cards out of nowhere. We removed maybe 6 cards from our deck out of nowhere, right? Same with things like handy tag. Okay, definitely it's going to be better later on, and then okay, you skip with a bunch of double tags. I think spectral pack skip is not great in the end game because you already have a game plan, and maybe it's not great in the early game because when you skip you only get 2 spectral cards to choose from. But it can be good in, let's say, Ante 4 or 5 maybe in the mid game, because you want to open the spectral pack to try to get those seals. Those are like the very powerful value generating seals. So what we did in this particular run is we did the standard tag. We took the 2 standard packs in the early game. Completely worth it. You get to see 10 cards. Each card has a, it's like 20% chance of having a seal, each individual card. And so if you open a mega standard pack, you get on average at least 1 seal. If you open 2, you get on average at least 2 seals. And that could be the blue seal, which is going to basically win the entire run for you. That could be gold seals and purple seals, these value generators, which you then use those to get the money that you need to develop your jokers and develop your deck building and stuff like that. So I think worth it, very worth it early on. You get any seal and then you build around it. Definitely not worth it later on when you already have a deck, you already have a game plan. Also noting here, we started with what was it? We started with this crazy joker that gave us molt for straights, and we did pick up those blue seals, and we did have that opportunity to do, what was it? Level up the straights and do a straights build off of those blue seals. And that's a thing that you can do, but there is some risk associated with that. So with the -1 discard, okay, it's going to be harder for you to draw straights consistently. Not that you shouldn't try, just you have to accept that there's going to be some risk associated with that. I don't usually like playing straights. Well, I really like playing straights, but I choose not to play straights unless I have the cards that are going to enable me to play straights. So it could be 4 fingers, it could be the shortcut, it could be Cartomancer even as a value generator. If you give me a bunch of tarot cards, I will use those tarot cards to build a straights deck, and then I'll play straights from that position. But if I don't have stuff like that, then I just accept that it's not going to be very stable to play straights. Sometimes I'll do it as for fun, but if we're talking about win streaking and win percentages, then it does just make sense to level up the pairs, even though that's a little bit boring sometimes. Anyway, the point of this is not for me to show you the one way to play the game. It's to show you a way you could win, a way you could be successful. And if if there's anything that I do that doesn't make sense, let me know. And if the question that you ask me is answered in the last 5-minute recap of the video, then I'm going to make fun of you. Take care, everyone.